Hello and welcome to another Modswell video. I'm your host Maxwell. Today I'm going to be releasing my expanded Skyrim load order as a huge thank you for helping me reach 3,000 subscribers. I genuinely can't believe it. Thank you all so much for being here. Whilst the mod list rolls on, I'll talk about a few aspects of the order and why I decided on some of these mods. I'll start with the expansions. You've seen me talk about Wyrmstooth, Glamoril and the Forgotton City, so those will come as no surprise. But they're not the only expansions I've used here. I chose to add some more land, quests and even a new faction just for some extra questing fun. Falskaar was supposed to be the focal point of my order, the giant new land filled with questing and battles, but it's 600 megabytes, so you could save space here and choose a few smaller additions. However, this adds in 26 quests including 9 story-long styled missions, new weapons, armors and spells, as well as a new shout, new soundtrack and custom voiced characters, all of which adds up to 30 hours of brand new experiences. I decided to only use 2 new lands, Wyrmstooth and Falskaar. Not because it can cause problems, because it really won't, but because for me, expansions means expanding on all things, not just the size of the map. Which is why I turned to a few new quests instead. The Forgotton City and Glamoril add in some new gear to the game as well as hours of questing and brand new elements unlike anything else in the vanilla game. As such, I felt like they were obvious choices. But on top of this, I'm also using Moon and Star. This mod adds in a brand new incredibly well designed town on Lake Ilanolta, a branching main quest as well as multiple side quests, custom voice characters, new weapons and a new spell, a new dungeon with an incredible new puzzle design, and a brand new boss to fight, which is one of the best I've ever encountered. And you get all of that for an extremely fair 66.6 megabytes, which more than just being a coincidentally cool number, is extremely small for all of these features. So that's the new land and quest covered, but I wanted to play around with one final aspect, the factions. And here I thought one mod would really stand out and give you something to do when you're just looking to pass a little time. Faction Pit Fighter. This mod adds in a faction house complete with custom voice actors and questing to rise through the ranks like any other in-game faction. Pit Fighter adds in multiple arenas for you to compete in or just to spectate and even wager septons on the outcome of fights and win a fair bit. The rewards for participation and quest completion are much better though, as they add in new uniques which are in the form of the heavy armory weapons. There's a surprising amount to do here, especially for only 30.4 megabytes. However, I've also included the Travels add-on for a further 30.4 megabytes. This will allow you to take those battles to areas like Morrowind, which yeah sounds cool but you won't be able to explore, merely compete or spectate in many different battle styles, ranging from scraps against animals in varying numbers to prisoners or soldiers. This mod is extremely worthwhile and blends in perfectly to the lore and design of the vanilla game. Now I've covered some of the major expansions I've used, I will also say I've made a point of changing the towns and cities too. I decided to use mostly the Great Cities mods as I like their designs. They're less about adding in clutter and more about reworking the towns themselves to be something more fitting. They're now larger and more defended. Extra buildings have been added in, especially in the smaller cities like Winterhold. I've been very specific on my choices as I wanted to grow the right places but not touch anywhere that can be problematic such as Riften and Windhelm, but I think those areas look nice enough anyway. This order is going to take up about 100 mod slots as well as leave you with about 300 megabytes to play with, which is quite a lot. I always try to do this so you can stamp your own authority on the order and spin it into something that you want to see in your game. But even as it is, this order will play really nicely for all levels of player. I think there's something in this for everyone to enjoy, but I do always love seeing what you do with my orders, so remember to comment with the changes and additions that you make. The final thing I want to talk about is mod setup. Namely how I'm using my display enhancements, as it's a question I get a lot, so I'll just walk you through it quickly. I'm using presets 3, 10, 19, 20 and 21 with +3 saturation and +2 contrast. I also go with +1 to all HDR settings other than sky scale, which I largely just ignore. However, if you've changed the weather from what I'm using, then you're going to want to use a different setup that fits that weather and its palette. I have a member in my Discord who has painstakingly gone through and worked out the best setup for each weather mod, so join the Discord to see those. You'll find a link to that in the description, as well as a write-up of the order how I currently have it. And on that I'm going to call it. I'll let the order play through until the end. If this has helped though, I would really appreciate those likes, comments and of course subscriptions. They let me know that you want more content like this. Currently, my next order is going to be a dark fantasy order with gothic elements, something akin to a Dark Souls game. For any extra help with your orders, remember to join the Discord as there are some amazing people over there who are incredibly helpful and knowledgeable. But either way, thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next one.